Okay, so first up is a retro-inspired Nike jacket that I found on Google Images. I think when I imported this, it automatically cropped it into what we see here, and I actually quite like it for compositional reasons. I think it looks kind of cool. I just added my own color palette. It's pretty similar to what was there already. And I think when I went to render it, I just ran out of steam and it's not too good. I actually prefer the flat colors to the left here. Next, I really wanted to draw some relaxed fashion. Kind of casual, the type of stuff you would wear in your home only. I found a nice reference image on Google Images of a lady slouching on what looks to be kind of a reclined office chair. I thought this would be a good starting point. From here, I could adjust the fashion to be more of a shorts and loose-fitting jumper, and adjust the posture to have an even more laid-back look. Mostly this required me to adjust the neck and the head. Truthfully, I got a little bogged down by this head, and I had to reference an image extensively in order to get myself back on track. In the end, I created two versions just because I kind of liked different things about each. Okay, next study! So next I drew three fashionable figures. The first one I pulled off Google Images was kind of a ceremonial robe in, I think, India. And the most difficult part was the transparent fabrics. I tried to sort of show the arm there coming through and just indicate that there's fabric with creases rather than any sort of color or texture. The next one I decided to build a figure first. So I built this muscly man from some figure reference that I have. I'm not actually a huge fan of this pose. I think it looks a little awkward, especially that foreshortened hand and the way that his back foot is kind of perched on something. It's kind of not quite running, but yeah, anyway. And I just tried to put some clothing over the top of that. So a cool jean jacket and some jeans. And yeah, that one was a pretty simple one. Some Goku hair too. And last, I didn't get any footage of this one, but there's a guy in a beanie. So I actually forgot about this entirely and didn't record any video on my fancy new green screen. But I slapped some color down very quickly for these figures, and there's really not that much to say. I decided pretty quickly that I didn't want to engage with coloring and shading too much while doing these fashion studies. I also thought it would be a good idea to shift the focus from broadly fashion and clothing to something a bit more specific, such as footwear. To the right, I referenced some Converse-esque shoes standing on a skateboard. And to the left, I found a pretty interesting reference of a running shoe that was standing on some chewing gum. In order to exercise my construction skills, I changed the shoe standing on chewing gum into a boot. And I also messed around with the structure of the chewing gum a little to give it a bit more of a stylized look. I didn't want to do any color, but I did throw some shading on top. Lastly, I had a quick go at some muscle man fashion. This beefcake was already drawn, and so it was just slapping a singlet on him. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching.